Gotta love it when you rock up to the gym and the first thing that you see is a new machine on a pallet. It's a good sign. As per usual, it is near enough midnight. I've got the gym to myself, which means I get to choose the music, which is great. We're doing push, and I've got to beat some of those pathetic numbers from the other day, although sessions are going to be a little bit different than last time because I changed and signed up to the second gym, didn't I? But should be some fun. The lights were left on as well, which was strange. Usually, if you're last out, you turn all the lights off so that, you know, the bill isn't just ticking up when there's no one here to use it. But yesterday was the Arnold. That was some good fun. And these videos have been going over pretty well this last week, so we'll keep doing it. I wasn't actually going to train today. I was going to have today off, but I did sleep just lots. Like I had like 12 hours sleep yesterday. So I'm feeling pretty fresh and hoping that even though I basically did a push day at the Arnold yesterday using all the Panatta stuff, that it's not going to hurt today's session too much. I suppose there's only one way we can find out. So let's head over to the Smith machine and start warming up. First things first though, I need to top this up, my Clearway, because it's only half full. Because when you make Clearway, it fills all the way up to the top and then simmers down like a soft drink would. So I make that, and then when I get to the gym, top it up. I figure we live like not far away from the gym, so realistically, the water from the taps have got to be the same, right? Everybody will agree with me when I say the hardest part of any Smith machine exercise is figuring out where the bench needs to go. Because I say we need like markers on the floor, because there's not that many members for this gym. We could all have like, I'll put a yellow marker on the floor where Cayle needs the bench to be. Ryan or Tom or whoever else can have like red and blue, and then we always just know exactly where it's got to be. Or like, use distance. I don't know. Still not far enough back. Oh dear. If you guys can see it, but there is a line on the floor, like that's just built into the floor. I try to use that for like reference. If you're in a gym where you're constantly having to set stuff up, I don't advise messing around with setting. Like, for example, if you're in a busy public gym, probably don't be doing lying cable lateral raises with a bench and a dual cable stack, because it's a lot of faff. Just go do a standing cable lateral raise or a dumbbell lateral raise or a machine lateral raise if you've got one. But like, when you're trying to set shit up, use things for reference. Okay, so the good news is I found where it needs to be. The bad news is I think my mic is like very much so ruffling, and there's not a lot I can do about that. Things feel like they're moving decently smooth with these warm-up sets. I'm not filming them all because we'll be here a while. This might be my last one. Then I've got to go and pick a better song. Not that you guys can hear it, there's copyright, but you know. Oh. Okay. Last week this was a shitty 3-repper. It still might be overzealous to even try. Like, it's probably just too heavy. I'll make that decision based on how this set goes. But I want it. I want it for 5. So here we go. Yeah. Come on. Yeah. Yeah. Fuck you. Good. Get fucked. What was that? Double last week's reps? That was definitely 6, right? I'm going to rewatch that back. I ain't accepting my normal did I count it bollocks. I'm checking that. Good. 6. Nice. Now, we stay at that weight until it's a 10 repper-ish. then I put a little bit more weight on. Nice. Told you. I said last week, 3 reps might not be great, but I'll turn it up. Right, back offset time. Last week with this weight, we got 6 reps, which on a back offset isn't ideal. That's basically top set rep range, but I want at least 10 now to get it into that rep range. I'll do more if there's more. That's why. Come on. 11. Ah, 5 reps up though. 5 reps more than last time. Oh, good. So, like I say, I didn't do this one last time, but I want to give it a good run because, hang on, I feel like my mic's pointed the wrong way. 2 seconds. There we go. I tilted it more towards my mouth. Hopefully things are a little bit clearer now. I want to give this one a good run because it was broken for a lot of last year, and I want to get to the point where I can pin a plate to it. I pinned a 5 to it at some point. I need to work out seat height because, I don't know. I'm going to be taking a neutral grip just because it's most comfortable. With stuff like this, don't overthink it. Like, there's nothing wrong with an overhand grip. It's all about your elbows. So like if I was going to overhand grip, I'd definitely have to have the chair higher. Just whatever you enjoy doing, stick with it, progress. Note is, I think a lot of people's training should be more just think about it for yourself sort of thing, just trial and error. So for example, right now, I definitely know that I need, at the minute anyway, more than 3 minutes rest in between those pressing sets back there and like that to this, because my timer just went off telling me that it's been 3 minutes. But I know that if I do my set right this second, or like before I clicked start on this, that there was no world in which that set was going to be any good. Like I know that I'm not ready. So don't just go off arbitrary things, apply things to you. The idea is to get the most out of your sets, you know? So as with a lot of fitness, the answer is always, it depends. And it's just a case of apply something to yourself over a consistent period of time and see how it speaks to you. Speaking of speaking to you, here's a funny one for you. Right, so near my house, like really, really near to my house, there's a massive park. And now, my estate seems to have some less than intelligent children and less than intelligent parents, because these kids have now been told off so many times and they're just not getting the message. So basically what they keep doing is, despite the fact that the housing estate developers made this massive park with loads of grass for them to play ball and catch and whatever else kids do on, they decide, no, the road. We need to play on the road. Now, the other problem is, an error with our estate was there isn't enough space for cars. So like my house, for example, our driveway is one behind the other. So like, and because of where our house is located, we don't have the choice to park on like the side of a curb like a lot of the other houses do. But because a lot of these houses don't have double drives, it's really overpopulated with like cars parked on the side of a curb. But kids seem to not have any thought process behind, if I throw ball and ball miss the person I'm throwing ball at or kicking ball at, and it hits someone's car, that damaged car, I should not do that. Now, people will say, oh, but kids will be kids. I, as a kid, knew this. I don't understand why these kids don't. And then, like, for example, the other day, here's one they were doing. You know those signs that, like, tell you, like, road work updates and things like that, like the sort of plastic to metal-esque signs? Well, one of them had been ripped off its, like, board that it was being taped to, and they were lobbing it in the air during those, like, gale force winds, like last week. And I was watching it going, if that hits someone's car, that is going to cause some significant damage to the side of somebody's car if it hits it. And I heard a thud, and I was like, oh no, because they were so close to my house and my car, my girlfriend's car. It wasn't our car it hit, but I was like, it's time to be an adult. I'm 26 soon. I was like, I'm going to go be an adult. I'm taking that sign off them. What are they going to do? They're like 12. I mean, it's England, so they might, stab me. But I just went out and took this sign off them, and they didn't say a word. I was like, I kind of hope they do. But they didn't. And then today, I went downstairs to get a drink, and my girlfriend was like this. And we were looking out the window, and these kids were fucking around again. Basically, one stood on one side of the road, the other on the other. And they were playing catch with rocks, like throwing rocks at each other across the road, 6 foot away from someone's like parked car. And I was like, what is going on here? And we watched some guy come out and have a go at them. And that was funny to look at. And then like 20 minutes after that, an adult joined in with them playing, like throwing crap across the road at each other. I'm like, you are next to a massive green field at a park that is designed for this, and you just... I sound like I'm moaning, I know it's been 3 minutes of this and I should probably do a set, but it's one of them that really annoys me. I get really annoyed at a lack of common sense, of things that should be just obvious. Like, as a kid to me, it was obvious. Don't do things that could potentially damage other people's property. And if it wasn't obvious to me, then I would expect a parent who it should be obvious to, because adult brain, to tell me to not do it, And that's how kids learn, to be told not to do stuff. Like, when I was a kid, we had to have emergency assemblies all the time when I was in primary school because people were doing dumb shit. Like, I remember, we got, like, the teacher would come out at playtime, ring a bell and be like, year 5, in the hall now. And we were like, oh, what's going on? And it was like, and I shit you not, we have had word from local residents that after school there have been reports of children lying in the road. Lying in the road. And I just remember at, like, year 5, however old you are, 10, thinking, that's just natural selection at this point. If they're going to lie in the road, let them. Let them. What does the world lose? It was mad. And it's like, the world hasn't improved since then, obviously. Anyway, rant over, back to the gym stuff. We've got the stack. And again, I want to set a 5 to 9. Been ages since I've done this. So, let's be having it. I've not strapped up. We've now strapped up. Take 2. Okay, I'll take 5. Especially after that last pressing. I'll take 5. That'll do. Nice. I'm so shocked by the views that some of these training videos are getting. I don't know how people, like, especially the amount of people that are making it towards the end of these videos. It's crazy. Like, I don't know how you guys... I wouldn't listen to me ramble for 40 minutes, but some people clearly seem to like it. Like, even that last pull day, which was just... If we're being real, the pull day at the gym, the other one, is kind of boring because it's all machines that are not plate loaded. Like, bit of social media behind the scenes stuff. There's something like emotionally stimulatory about seeing plates moved versus a pin, and it just is what it is. It's why I often train at gyms that are otherwise not as convenient for me to go to, just because it looks better on video. But again, like that last pull day did nearly 1,100 views. And if it can get that consistently, or that, I'm pretty happy with that. It's nice. Nice indeed. Okay, right, back up set time. I've dropped the weight by maybe 1/3. Higher reps, because I would like to get like more than 10. And really just fuck it all up. So let's go. I do wish I could start like here. It's why I have to sort of sit up. And it is as far back as it will go. So I have no real choice. Okay. Okay. I lost count, but it was enough. Good news is that the next machine I'm on, I don't know how far the tripod will move, It's just there. There's a little joystick built into my my camera. It's on a gimbal, and I can just flick it around like, let's go look at the sky, shall we? What's up there? How far will it go? I've never tested this. Almost like behind. Hi. Right, on to the next. Once again, somebody small has been here. Be gone. Don't need that. Like the thing is that whoever's been on here, like, has set the seat so high that, like, right now my feet are barely touching the floor. But just set the seat lower, you know? I need to try and get a thumbnail. I hate trying to get thumbnails. I never know what to do. Like, I've rolled my sleeves up to try and look a little bit bigger. It's all an illusion. Like, I tell you what, if you ever want to feel small, go to a fitness expo. It's great. The amount of testosterone in those rooms, it's brilliant. It's great for the ego. Anyway, I don't know. What should we do for this video? Bit of a shoulder forward? I feel like I've got one shoulder higher than the other. I'm self-commentating at this point. Need to, like, tighten that up. What do we do? Point? I hope you guys enjoy seeing the behind the scenes of the thumbnail every single time I do these videos. I could just not put this clip in, but that's not going to happen, is it? That'll do. Spooked myself a little bit. Like, I've got, like, crazy peripheral vision. We discovered this a while ago. I can see, like, I'm looking over there and I can still kind of see the machine that I was on a minute ago, like, without looking at the camera, obviously. It's kind of helpful because, like, if I'm in a car seat, like, say I'm facing this way in a car seat, I can pretty much see what is in the back seat to my right, even though I'm looking forward without moving my eyes. Like, if I do that, then it's even easier, obviously. But, like, I was looking down at my phone just then and I swear I saw something in the background move. Now, I'm the only person in this gym at, like, 20 past 12 in the morning. So, shouldn't really be seeing things. I don't think that one runs in the family. There's a lot of shit that runs in my family. It's why the bloodline ends with me. It doesn't. My dad's got shitloads of kids. I'll never meet any of them. But, like, as far as I'm concerned, I'm never having kids. I had this discussion with my mother the other day. Oh, we're getting deep now. I was at puppy class and my girlfriend would normally be there, but she was at work, so she wasn't there. And my mother came with me because we need two people because we can't transport the puppy on our own yet. She just will not deal with that. So my mum was like, oh, this will be just like, you'll be like this when you got kids one day. I'm like, it's not going to happen. Like, for some perspective, lads, by my age, everyone in my family that has got kids had, like, my family's not very big, not really, as far as adults go. There's a lot of kids in my family. I'll get to that. I've got two sisters, and between them, I think they've got 11 children. So I was like, I said to my mother, I was like, I ain't having kids. You don't need any more grandkids. You've got enough. Because both of my sisters are in their 40s now. My eldest nephew, he might be watching this. Hello, if you are. I doubt it. My niece might be. Maybe, I don't know. My eldest nephew's like 23, I think. He might be 22. So, like, not too dissimilar to me in age, really. But yeah, I was telling my mother, I was like, I ain't having kids. What do you mean? That's too much of a quality of life downgrade. Like, hell, even having a puppy has been, like, a hard thing to deal with. Because, like, I'm used to just going anywhere and doing whatever I want, whenever I want. Especially because of the job that I have, I just sort of can. But, like, having a puppy is a responsibility. I have to think, when was the last time she had a wee? When was the last time she ate? Like, the only time that you don't have to think about that too much is, like, now. Because luckily, even though she's a puppy, she will sleep from, like, midnight till 7 in the morning without fail every night. So, like, I can come here late at night and not be a problem. But, like, daytime stuff, oh no. Whereas 6 months ago, before the dog was born, I could just wherever I wanted. And if you've got kids, now you're, like, for years and years not able to do whatever you want whenever you want. And it's not like, again, I'm not really close with anyone in my family besides, like, my mother, and my mother's not really capable of looking after kids. She's kind of, on paper, she's disabled, we'll say that. She's fine, but not enough that I'd, like, leave a kid with her. It's not a problem. She's had enough kids, especially because, like, between my sisters having so many kids, it's just too much trouble. Anyway, I never want kids, never. Screw that. Aren't half ranting today. Hope you guys like these rants. I don't know why I keep doing it. It's like I'm talking to myself, except there might be 1,000 people listening. What a waffler. Right. Last week on this, I got 3 reps and my straps are over there. Back in a sec. I've now obtained the straps. I've got the strap. So last week on this weight, I got 3 reps. So this week I want at least 5. And if I could get 6 again and double it, like I did on the Smith, that'd be nice. But even if I matched it, that would still be progress, because theoretically, on paper, I should be more fatigued at this equivalent portion of the session than I was last week's equivalent portion, because I've done more work today than last time. But at that point, we're overthinking it, and I just need to shut up and train. It's one of them. So let's get more than 3 reps, shall we? See you in a minute. Okay. No way. Fuck off. 2 and like 3/4. What bollocks. All right, let's lower that weight massively. It's a shit enough set that I'm not counting that as a trackable set in terms of work done, because 2.5 reps is doing nothing. So I'll write it down so that I know I did it. But I'm going to do 2 more sets. One reason that might have gone so badly is on Friday night, I did an extra session that I didn't track and I didn't record, because basically I knew at the Arnold that I was going to be near massive people all day and I needed to be a little bit less small. So on Friday night, I did a bit of a delts and arm day just to fill out the shirt just a smidge more. So I did shoulder press less than 48 hours ago. So there's that. And then yesterday at the Arnold, I did go around stacking some of the Panatta stuff. So I think I've technically trained push or some variation upon that 4 times in the last 7 days. So could be that, or I could just be being a little bitch. Which one do we think it is? Speaking of being a little bitch, my feet are getting so cold. Like, I keep wearing those shoes that I need to stop wearing to the gym because they're too thick heel and I feel like I'm losing force output through the floor. So I took them off before I did the Smith press, and I think it helped. I have yet to put them back on, however. And my feet are freezing because this floor is freezing, especially at this time of night. Waffling, moaning, little bitch. Okay, let's go. I won't use straps this time. The set's light enough that, or wraps, whatever. Okay. Okay. The thing with all these Nautilus machines is they get so hard as you get it short. I don't like saying short anymore, but as you get to the contracted position, which is even worse, as you get to the top, it's a lot harder on all of them. Which is why there is the argument to be made you could do it first, but then it takes away from your loading, and at that point, once again, we're borderline overthinking it, so stop. Moving on, next. You know what doesn't bode well? Apparently I've been here an hour already. Where did that time go? That's really clever. I've just noticed something. Hang on. So check this out. The T-bar row. Someone's put a hip thrust pad on the sort of blade of the foot pad, so that I suppose it doesn't just scooter into your shins while you're using it. Yeah, apparently I've been here an hour and I have no idea where that time went, because I feel like it's not been that long. This is the problem, is resting longer between sets, you're here longer. I don't know how some people are like, oh yeah, 4 sets to 10 on 10 exercises. It's like, what are you doing? Are you at the gym all day? Anyway, Lateral raises. Again, like I said, well, at this point an hour ago for me, I wouldn't bother doing this like this if you're in a normal gym that's busy. You're fine just doing standing cable laterals or standing dumbbell laterals. I can do this because there's about 4 benches I could use and 3 sets of cables and there's no one else in here. It all depends on the gym you're in. There's also no good way of filming this. This could be a good thumbnail, although no one cares. One pin higher than last time for more reps. I'll take that. Now this is one I generally won't rest too long for, because can you even see me back there? I'm miles away from the camera now. Hi. I'm quite looking forward to doing my cable flies after this. So there, it's just in my head. I'm looking forward to it. It's been a while. Let's go. I saw something like that caught on my eye again. That's like the second time I've seen something like that caught on my eye today. It's very scary. It's not good. No, rest pause on the last one. Rest pause on the last one. Don't do it now and take away from the third set. Okay. Third set of laterals. Laterals. There's a T in there somewhere. A lateral. Whatever, shut up. Let's go. You'll see as I go, my form changes. It's because I can't make my mind up of whether I like it better with a straight arm or with a bent arm. Realistically, it doesn't matter too much because it's what your upper arm's doing that matters. Your side delt doesn't attach below your elbow. With a bent arm, you'll use more weight. With a straight arm, you won't. So you can kind of make it a mechanical drop set, which again, I hate saying out loud because it sounds overcomplicated. But start with a straight arm, and as you approach failure, bend your arm more, and you'll be able to keep going and push the set further. Just like I'm about to do by doing this rest pause set, which wasn't that much of a rest because I'm talking. Whoops. Some people will cuff like right up to their elbow as well. There's another way. I have once again lost my drink. Great. But no idea how it got over there though. See it? There. You know what a hard part of this set's going to be? Is finding a place to put the camera where the camera's not going to get wet. Because right on the floor around where I've put my camera right now are wet patches. And if there's one thing that I do not trust, it's this camera with water. It's a motorized gimbal. It's not like an action cam that can deal with getting wet. So, I don't know. Over here looks dry. There's quite a few like wet patches on the floor there where it's dripped down. Could be a really bad angle in terms of making me not look awful though. I also need to try to find like where I want this, because what I'm aiming for with this next one, whether it be a press or a fly motion, is up here. Because I've got pectus carinatum where my sternum's further forward than it should be. It means that my pecs sit differently to like a normal man. So like I need more upper chest, but it's hard. Like looking in the mirror, for me, it needs to come up and across here is where I want more. It's probably not going to come up on the camera where you guys are seeing, but there's a mirror right there. It's like So I want it up and across to try to get that. So yeah, we'll see. Also going to be one of them where I'm probably going to play around with the heights of things for a while, because I don't know. It's going to be trial and error for a couple of weeks, I think, until I get where I want to be. And again, whether or not it's a press or a fly or some sort of in between. See, cable, I think, needs to be a little bit lower. And maybe even bench further forwards. We'll see. I'm going to keep playing around with it. I'll come back when I found where I want it to be. Okay, like a while later, I think I found where I'm going to do today's sets. Again, subject to change. We'll see. This is very much so like a feel exercise versus like a lot of the previous ones. Like even my arm path during the set, I'm changing to see where I'm feeling more. Big stretch. Well, getting a titty pump. I wish I looked on camera how I look like I feel like I look like in that mirror. That made sense to someone. Because, I don't know. Okay, time to go again. That was good. I did something a bit different there in that at the top, rather than trying to stay pinned down, I let everything roll forward a bit because, again, if my sternum's further forward than it should be, then my chest is always going to be further forward than my delts are. So like a lot of the reason that we do the whole shoulders back for pressing thing is to keep the pec on top, to give it the leverage to do the move. Because the way my my sternum is, it's always forward. So like by letting it come forward there, it felt like, so again, you guys aren't going to be able to see this, and this is just waffle at this point, but like this being the top, this being the top, this is then coming up and further across a little bit more. So it's a nice sensation there. I'm basically talking to myself here. You guys can disregard any of this. Don't take this shit as advice. Can't believe how long this session's taken me, and I have no idea really why. Like, it's been an hour and a half since I got here, and I've still got some triceps left to go. Okay. Okay. Triceps. Let's go. I have no idea if this is going to be in frame or not. Maybe? I like these ropes, because you can press through the blade of your hand. I have no idea where they're from. Might be gym pin. It says Vulcan on them. Maybe it was a collab. I don't know. I also like alternating with like press downs there versus like there's a difference between there and like trying to be back here. It's like two different movements in my brain. I was looking at my arm in the mirror as I, have a habit of doing, and I got dripped on. So I suppose that's karma, I guess. Bring the camera over here and hope it doesn't get so wet or wet at all. Could do like pullovers with this, like that. That'd actually be quite nice. Shouldn't do that though. Back tomorrow, not today. I almost wish there was like a smaller loop up here, because I really like pressing through the blade. But that's why I'll do single arm stuff in a minute, maybe. Just for some variance. But get a lot more range of motion, even though I want to be out in front of myself. Yeah. Okay. Clear weight check. Finished it all. Followers will know. I have a habit of not doing that. Okay, one more of these push downy ones. Then maybe I'll try out some overhead stuff. I typically don't do overhead stuff, but I keep seeing this variation done on Instagram, and it doesn't look bad, so I need to figure this out. Hang on. The whole D handle just fell off. Do you see that? Let's stick the camera over here. I might need to raise it up, to be fair. Like, the tripod might be too low for this one. So, up and above the head. And then like that. Maybe. Lines up quite nice. I don't think you guys can see shit all though. What if I'll just move you further away? Actually, no, I suppose I can lift you up higher. I'll make you taller. We're leaving it in though. You see me? You can. I don't know how convenient of an exercise this is to progress though. But I suppose if it's last, that's not too much of a problem. Feels nice. It's going to take twice as long because we're doing both arms though. So I'll only do a couple of sets. 5 sets of triceps will be enough, especially after all the pressing, especially considering triceps are my stronger body part anyway. There's something that's going on with my brain where I can't work out how to do this with my wrong arm. This arm, I can do. Under here, up and over, like that. Left arm, my brain's just shutting down. Huh? What the fuck? This is dumb. We're in. I figured it out. I've got nothing to brace against on this side though. There's a bench in the middle. This might be too light. Might be. We're nearly done. Just a bit to go. Okay. I like how I've got this like cap now. Do something else instead, because I'm not sure how I feel about this. And I'm pretty sure I can set something up that is like 80% the same. 2 seconds. We have this dual narrow cable stack, and I could do overhead stuff here by just sort of getting here like this and pressing like that. And I feel like that's like mostly the same and so much more convenient. Although stability is a problem without like leaning against the cable stack, which isn't the worst thing in the world. It's too light though, and probably too high. I'll do like one set here because I've done so much faffing now. Oh, that's heavier. Okay, there we go. That's better. Definitely have to stabilize against the stack though. Otherwise, it's not happening. I might have gone too heavy now. Drop set, that's fine. We can do drop sets for this. When you think about it, it's basically a skull crusher. Like if you imagine that I was laying on a bench with an easy bar in my hand, it's a skull crusher, but the cables. Although, I really hope this looks like it does on, like, you know how everybody has that thing where nothing ever looks the same way in 2 different ways. Like if I look in the mirror, it looks better than on a camera or like out there in normal people world. Like here on the preview screen, that looks kind of cool. Despite me being pasty, pale, and blown out light. But is it going to look like that on the camera? Probably not. We are, however, finished, and it is now probably, let me have a look, 1:20 in the morning, so it's time to go home and be awake for another 4 hours anyway. So yeah, I've only actually been awake for like 12 hours, so there's that. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. This might be, I would not be surprised if this is the longest one yet, and that keeps being a common thing amongst all these videos, but there are some of you that seem to watch to the end. So, if you've watched to the end, comment. What should we have you comment? I don't know. Comment pullover, because we've got a new pullover. I'm looking forward to using it. I don't know if we're allowed yet, though. See you soon. If you've made it this far into the video, by the way, do subscribe. Bit late for that now, I guess.